an amazing day, and I welcome you to the editorials broadcast from Canada. My name is Sandra Asante. Today we are looking at Ethiopia's conduct 2 airstrikes on Tigray within hours. War escalate. So don't go anywhere. I'll be back after the break. You're welcome back from the break. So Ethiopia's military has launched new air raids on Tigray, the second round of the bombardments this week against forces targets in the war-battered region. The air raids mark a sharp escalation in the near-year-long conflict in northern Ethiopia, pitting government forces and their allies against the Tigrayan People's Liberation Front, that is the TPLF, Tigray's once dominant governing party. So the government said it bombed weapons caches in the regional capital Mekelle and the town of Agbe, which lies about 80 kilometers, that is 50 miles to the west. Government spokesman Legesse Tulu told news agencies that it targeted facilities that TPLF have turned into arm construction and repair armament sites. That's what he's claiming. At least 14 people were injured in the air attacks in Mekelle and 3 were in critical condition. Hayelom Kebede, the former director of Tigray's flagship Ayeda Referral Hospital, told the Associated Press. 2 witnesses also and a humanitarian source in Mekelle told Reuters that the morning strikes appear to have targeted Mesfin Industrial Engineering PLC, a factory complex which the government believes supports the TPLF. TPLF spokesman Getachew Reda said Wednesday's bombing raid on Mekelle had targeted residential, causing injury to civilians and harm to property. President Abi Ahmed's reaction to his losses in the ongoing fighting is to target civilians hundreds of kilometers away from the battlefield. That is what Getachew Reda said on Twitter. TPLF Debretsion Gabriel Michael, referring to the government forces, says they are desperate on the war front. My interpretation is that they are bombing us because they are losing on the ground and they are reprisal. The fact that they are bombing shows they don't care about Tigrayan civilians. That is what the leader of TPLF said. So speaking to Reuters by satellite phone from the undisclosed location, Gabriel Michael said the strike did not hit the engineering complex, rather another private company compound, but he has no further details on that. 9 civilians, including 5-year-old child, were being treated at the Adia Referral Hospital for injuries sustained in the strike, according to TPLF-run Tigray television. The blast shattered the windows of Mekelle Junior Hospital, about 1 kilometer away from the Mesfin Industrial, and damaged nearby homes, said the doctor at the hospital. It has also received 5 wounded people, he said. 4 of them were factory employees, and the 5th one is a lady who's live near the factory. Her house was destroyed by the airstrike, the doctor also added. Tigray television posted photograph of what happened to appear to be plumes of billowing smoke. Reuters geolocated the images to Mekelle. The 2 sides have been fighting for almost a year in a conflict that has killed thousands of people and displaced more than 2 million people amid power struggle between the TPLF, which controls the northern region, and the central government Prime Minister Abi Ahmed in Addis Ababa. The TPLF dominated the Horn of Africa country's ruling party for decades before Abi, who is not a Tigrayan, took office in 2018. Now let's look at the control of the skies. Mesfin Industrial Engineering is an equipment manufacturer and car as well as truck assembly plant that was part of effort a TPLF-owned conglomerate. So after war broke out last November, the government froze the company's bank account, saying there was evidence that it was supporting TPLF. The company could not be reached for comment. Most communications in Mekelle are down. Mekelle was also hit by 2 airstrikes on Monday. The TPLF accused the government of launching the attacks. A government official initially denied the accusations, but state media later reported the Air Force had conducted a strike. The attacks follow, intensified fighting in 2 northern regions where the military is trying to recover territory taken by the TPLF, which recaptured Mekelle and some of the rest of Tigray several months ago. In July, the TPLF pushed into 2 other regions, Amhara and Afar, and several hundreds of thousands of people fled their homes, according to the United Nations. Last week, after TPLF said the military has started an offensive in Amhara, the military said the TPLF had opened a war on all fronts and that government forces were inflicting heavy casualties. The federal airstrikes on Mekelle appear to be part of efforts to weaken Tigray's armed resistance, which has recently made further gains in eastern Amhara region, with fighting ongoing in some areas, said Will Davison, that is a senior analyst on Ethiopia at the International Crisis Group think tank. So, along with superior manpower, control of the skies is one of the few remaining areas of military advantages for the federal government. That is what Davison is saying. So a humanitarian source in Mekelle told the Reuters news agency the air raid in the city was in 05 Kebeli, an area near a cement factory on the city's outskirts. So separately, the AFP news agency quoted and Mekelle residents are saying that an industrial site had been destroyed in the air raid. It was heavy and the jet was so close, the resident said. It has burned the whole compound. We don't know the casualties, but now the whole company is burnt to ashes. The attack came 2 days after Ethiopia's Air Force confirmed air raids in Mekelle that a witness said killed 3 children. The Air Forces said communication towers and equipment were attacked. William Davison, the International Crisis Group senior analyst for Ethiopia, said that the attack appeared to be part of efforts to weaken Tigray's armed resistance, with the TPLF making gains in areas of the Amhara region to south of Tigray. Along with superior manpower, control of the skies is one of the few remaining areas of military advantage for the federal government. That's what he's claiming. But international plea to stop the fighting, which has so far killed thousands of people and forced more than 2 million to flee their homes, have failed. Tigray, a region of 5 million people, remain under a de facto blockade, with the warring parties each accusing the other of hampering delivery of desperately needed aid. This is where I end today's editorials. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Sandra Asante. Do enjoy your day.